Egypt's government plans to pour tens of thousands of new housing units into the market in the next few years, but it's not clear how easily the country can absorb them. The authorities say they want to reduce crowding in Egypt's congested cities and provide homes for the poor. But many analysts say the new residences are priced way beyond the means of most Egyptians, and a good share of them will remain unsold.
The government is undeterred and is moving full stream ahead on a new capital city 50 kilometers east of Cairo, a project that will deliver 240,000 new housing units over the next 5 years. It's also in the second year of a 5-year plan to provide 1 million subsidized homes for the poor. According to press reports, 150,000 low-income units have already been delivered, and another 260,000 are under construction.
Whether a market is dormant or active depends on supply and demand. If supply is greater than demand, then this means the market is dormant. Another factor which can lead to the decline in the real estate market is if the developer is offering the product at a price higher than its worth. What will happen in this case is self-regulation. Prices will automatically decrease until it levels with its real figures. Those offering products at high prices will not be able to sell them, and this will be for the citizens' benefit.
Dozens of other housing projects, many spearheaded by the army, are on the way. Activity is especially strong along the Suez Canal, which has been declared a special economic zone, at Gabal Galala in the mountains along the Gulf of Suez, and at Al Alamein on the Mediterranean coast. Some of the demand for new housing is coming from Egyptians working overseas who spent more than $5 billion back to Egypt in the third quarter of 2017 alone.
The issue increasing of purchases in real estate is related mainly to the Egyptian economy and inflation. Generally, real estate is a function of inflation. This is the main factor for real estate. The more inflation is increasing, the more people will run towards investing in real estate, regardless of the real demand and real supply.
With inflation now running at an annual 22% and expected to remain in double digits for several years at least, Egyptians have been searching for investments that will preserve the value of their assets. According to a census released in October by the state statistics agency CAPMAS, 13 million units are either under construction or finished but unoccupied, compared to 22.5 million units that are inhabited.
Real need for housing is represented in the middle class, which we can say is divided into upper niche and lower niche. These are the ones who are in great need to move from places with overcrowded infrastructures and everyday life is not easy, to more open spaces that have been designed with a more dignified life in mind. Those are the people with real need, and this isn't taking into consideration the C class, who live in slums and want to move to better places with better living conditions. These people make up the real market, where there is a very large gap in supply.
Measured in US dollars, housing prices in Egypt dropped substantially after the government devalued the currency by half in November 2016. The average wage for Egyptians, including government and private sector employees, was about £4,000 a month in 2016, according to CAPMAS, putting most new housing well out of the reach of the bulk of the population.